Hi, welcome to Joe on the Go. It's Veganuary. So I'm here today with Global Ambassador for the fabulous Pure Cosmetics, Lynnette Cole, and we're going to chat all about their new foundation and more. So, thank you for joining me.
Not a problem. Happy to be here.
Travelling around London for a little spell, dropping her off at her next venue.
Yes.
And so, a little intro about Lynnette. She was teen beauty queen, and in 2000 she won the Miss USA title.
Yeah.
And was that Tennessee?
Yeah, I'm originally from Tennessee, so I represented Tennessee at the Miss USA and won in 2000. Yeah.
And how did you get into
pageants?
Yeah.
It wasn't my first choice of path, but actually. I wanted to attend a private high school, and my parents said, well, you have to pay half the tuition. And I was like, I'm a very smart cookie. So I was like, what can I do in order to make some money and be able to pay for this? So pageantry was one of the ways. So I started joining or participating in local pageants. And like on a weekend, I'd win $1,000. And I was like, oh, that's half my tuition. So it was like amazing. But then it evolved because with pageants, you get a voice or a platform, and you're able to really speak about a lot of things that you're really passionate about. And for me, it was always foster care and adoption. So as I grew in the pageant circuit, I began to bring more awareness to foster care and adoption.
And so because you explained that you were adopted from a very, very young age.
Yeah, so I was first in foster care as 10 and a half months old, and then I was adopted 4 years later. Yeah.
And by a lovely, lovely couple who actually, they moved states?
We did. We had to move different states. So I was originally born in Michigan, and then we've moved several times. But yeah, we ended up, because of my the way my adoption was set up, we did have to move out of state. Yeah.
We're going to talk about how important skin and skin confidence is, which is very core to the Pure Cosmetics brand.
Well, back in the day, I don't think we actually had a word like bullying to describe what was happening. It was just people being mean. And being biracial and being adopted by a Caucasian family, it just had a lot of questions amongst my schoolmates and then adults as well. And so, I was always asked about my skin tone, my hair color. I got picked on because I was too tall at that time. So there was all kinds of things that.
But there is always something.
But always something that made me feel different. Not that I fit in. And so so that started at a very young age. My parents actually were really great about it because it was always an open conversation at the dinner table. Our dinners would sometimes go on for like 2 hours long because everybody had to share about their day, And I'm very lucky in the fact that my father is actually a psychotherapist, clinical psychologist. Right. So he really makes us talk about our feelings. And they just basically said one day, they said to me when I came home just crying, I was in the 4th grade, I was just so upset because I was basically told that I was stupid. And I always struggled in math, never with money, but in math. I did struggle with math. But my dad told me, he said, Lynnette, there is something so special inside you, and that's what terrifies people. And that's what makes them feel afraid and make fun of you. Yeah. And I was like, after that, I was like, hey, I'm special. Yes.
Oh, what a great man.
Yeah.
And what age were you in that?
I was in the 4th grade at that time. Yeah, 4th grade.
Which is how old over here? I can't think.
Oh.
That.
Maybe 10.
10.
Yeah, it's at 8, 9, 10 age range, where every word matters, you know.
Well, that's the thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like from the moment you're born, it matters.
Yeah.
We don't realise the damage we're doing as parents. We're clearly not him.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
It's those kind of things though that really, it's interesting how your life evolves, and you don't realise where you're going to get in your career. And now, so as a spokesperson for Pure, you've literally just launching. Well, I think you already have them in the States, don't you? But in the UK.
In the UK.
The Love Your Selfie foundation that's got 100 shades. 100. Not 4, not 12, not 25, not 39, as one brand does 39. That's just such a weird number. 100. It's extraordinary.
It is extraordinary. Well, the story about the Love Your Selfie is really about all inclusivity. So we want to make sure everyone feels represented. And to your point, it was, you know, is it 12 shades? Is it 24 shades? What is the right number where everyone feels like they're represented? And it was 100 shades. So we have 5 shade families. So it's light, medium, tan, dark, and deep. And then in each shade family, it's equally represented with 20 shades. And that was really important for us, is to make sure that not only did we include all shades, but we also made sure that each shade family was represented equally.
Because quite often, it's like a token 2 on the end or something.
Exactly.
Like that, which is,
exactly.
And but, like cappuccino colour or something pathetic, and
but we really thought that was going to be, you know, just very impactful all around, that everyone was equally represented.
So for the UK, they're still so poor on brands covering skin diversity and ethnicities in foundation, and yet it's that one skincare makeup is like the holy grail of makeup. In that it just literally transforms your confidence in one go. And so, what does it mean to you with a product like that?
Well, for me, because, you know, being biracial and being raised by a Caucasian mother, you know, she even had to do some self-discovery to allow me to express myself, being of with an ethnic background. And I just remember the first time we went to a makeup counter, and I think we visited 4 counters in order to find the right foundation, and ended up going home with 4 foundations to mix. And, you know, that was always my story. I would always have to mix foundations, never have just one. And so even now, this means so much to me, because I have one shade. Wow. I don't have to mix anymore. I don't have to like spend all day at the makeup counter trying to find the right shade of foundation. This literally is the color of my skin. And so it just makes you feel that much more confident.
Yeah. So it's quite a covering foundation, isn't it?
It is a full coverage foundation, but it's still true in the sense with Pure that it's all about clean ingredients. So we don't formulate with the talcs, oils, fragrance fillers, or chemical dyes. It's all about good for your skin ingredients, high performance wear as well, but also multitasking, because the Love Your Selfie foundation is a traditional liquid foundation, but then it also has your built-in doe foot wand concealer. So it's, I mean, this is like encompassing everything that a woman wants in a foundation.
Yeah. And so, and there's a brush, isn't there? It's like a really clever brush.
Yeah, the Beholder brush is unique to Pure. It's a patented item with Pure, and it has a beautiful 100% cruelty-free bristles with a silicone applicator in the center that really helps buff it in to make it look like skin. Because with Pure, we're all about that natural skin look. We want the foundation to mimic the look of natural skin. It's kind of like when you go home and put on your most comfy blue jeans or your most comfortable, you know, whatever it is for you. We want your foundation to be like that. Bed socks for
always.
You. Exactly.
And actually, that's the thing with concealer and foundation. I, being of an age, like I used to barely wear foundation at all unless it was like a really important thing, because I was so fair. Nothing matched my skin, and I hate tide marks, so I would have always rather go without than actually. But with age, obviously, I've got pigmentation, blah, 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 and now a fab foundation will just erase 5 years just like that. But it's that toying with foundation and concealer, and it's like actually which works best. And with age, I'm finding I'm wearing more foundation than before and less concealer. Is that a thing that's just me being a bit strange, or because you have it built? We have it built in because with Pure, it's about a texture. Yeah. So sometimes it could be because of the texture of the concealer versus the texture of the liquid foundation. You might prefer more of like a lotion type of feel where it's a little bit lighter than the texture of your concealer. With Pure, we want the textures
to match. We want the shades to match. So we don't do one shade lighter of concealer and things like that. If you're going to do that, that's your highlighter, you know. So we want the skin to look uniformed because we want you to wear it with and without your brows, your lashes, your lipstick. We want it to look like your natural, you know, youthful self. And to your point with, you know, what to wear as you get older, one of the things that I love about Pure is that we really cater to all ages. So whether you're 14 coming into makeup or you're like my mom who is 79, she'll be 79 in a couple months. It's like she loves to wear Pure because it just makes her feel so great. And she has confidence in the formula. But our technique is going to be different. Me at 41 is going to be different than my mom. But the thing is that, you know, I've been with Pure for 14 years and my skin has grown up with them and their formulas grow up with your skin because we literally formulate for skin. It's not just makeup.
Because the coverage is quite heavy with Love Your Selfie foundation. Is it actually more designed for the younger generation who are really are kind of lavishing it on because it's a look?
Right. Well, you can go from like a light medium coverage to that full coverage. So again, it's based on your preference. I prefer somewhere in the medium range. But then as I was sharing with so many people who are just about to try it, it's you may want to mix in a beauty oil or you could mix in a serum. You know, things, whatever your skin may need that day. You know, when I travel, I you know, just going from different climates, using different water, all that affects your skin. You know, more caffeine, less caffeine, more sleep, less sleep, like everything affects your skin. So Love Your Selfie is like your base. And then if you feel like you just need that little bit more hydration or maybe you need more mattification, you just use your primers or your moisturizers to adjust it. Yeah.
Because it is quite a dense pigment, isn't it?
It is.
And so if you try it, you don't be like, ooh.
Don't be surprised in the beginning because it is shocking how full coverage it is. Like, shocking. I was shocked. And in fact, my first application of Love Your Selfie, I was like wiping it off because I used way too much foundation. I was used to using 2 pumps. This, you only need half a pump to do your entire face.
Lasts forever.
And it's
value for money. Oh my God.
I know. It is. And it's good for your skin ingredients.
So ingredient-wise, it's got, with AHAs.
It does. So with Pure, we're in the skin business. So we really analyze what the skin needs. And our skin needs to be stimulated. It needs to have a rejuvenation as well. So we have a proprietary keratin complex, which we actually are the first to actually encapsulate our ingredients in foundation. Even our powder foundation, it's encapsulated. Normally, these type things are done in serums and moisturizers, which deliver on a time release. So throughout the day, you're getting great benefits for the skin. But our encapsulation of keratin complex is purified retinol, which is the #1 gold standard for anti-aging.
It is.
Moisturizing ceramides and lactic acid. This lactic acid is going to really help with that cell rejuvenation. Then plus 8 additional anti-aging ingredients that I can't share. But because they're proprietary, but we also have what I call the vehicle or driver for it. So it's called our energy complex, and energy complex stimulates the skin. It revs up your skin's natural metabolism. So if you stimulate your skin by face rolling or dermal rolling and things like that, that's what you're doing. So your skin wakes up and absorbs all those great ingredients. So we have that built in. We have anti-pollution ingredients built in, blue light defense ingredients built in as well. So that's why I'm saying this foundation is has got everything, no pun intended, to cover you, no matter what life throws at you.
And yet it's vegan.
And it's vegan as well.
It doesn't seem like all of that incredible.
It's amazing how the industry has evolved, and it's out there. You just have to be resourceful and find those natural resources. And you know, that's the thing is, like with Pure, you don't have to compromise. You don't have to sacrifice in order to still have great looking skin and have you know a great kind of finish or payoff in your makeup.
And actually, I have to say, having been in the beauty industry a long time, it's very the trust for Pure is out there. Whereas I think a lot of brands jumping on the bandwagon with what's in their product, etc. Whereas, you know, it's always been the philosophy for Pure.
Always, for 17 years, we've always been a very more natural, clean brand, and you know, and it's that's the beauty of it. We just added in those skincare benefits before anybody else did.
Yeah, but now you're having your time, big
yes,
time.
We are.
Yes, you are. Do you feel that that makeup is like the ultimate skincare product?
Well, you have to think of makeup as your extension to your skincare, because we're always going to use a cleanser, we're always going to use a serum, a moisturizer, and an eye cream minimum, right? But then you're going to pile on a bunch of junk on the skin on top of that. Why would you do that? So that's where our philosophy is, that we bridge the gap between makeup and skincare, because we infuse it in. I mean, think about it. We're in makeup longer than we are in our nighttime skincare. I mean, if you're getting 8 hours of sleep, I want to switch lives with you, you know? I would love that. I would love to be able to have my night cream that has, like, you know, all those
normally on a plane.
Exactly. I would love to have all those benefits longer, but that's where Pure's like, you know, as women and men, you know, we're multitasking. We're having to do it all these days, and we want to have those hours working for the skin as well.
So, is there a particular foundation bugbear that you think you see people doing, and you just think, oh, please don't do that. Please stop. Please.
I think, you know, one of the things that I find interesting, and then this is just because of being in this industry.
Very polite, saying interesting.
Is that we don't get fitted for a foundation as often as we do our clothes. Think about our clothes. We try on new styles for every season and things like that, and we adjust in the sizing based on the designer and things like that. Some of us have worn the same foundation since we were, like, you know, young. And maybe our skin tone has changed, maybe our texture has changed, maybe even our shading has changed. But you've stayed in that same one because it feels comfortable, you know? So I even for myself, I still get a new color match every single year, because again, I know that I'm going to be changing. In the summer I'm going to be a little bit warmer, in the winter I'm going to be a lot lighter. Right now I'm in my winter shade. Haven't really been in the sun in a long time, but I think that's the thing. It's like we don't think of makeup in that way.
I do have a few favourite jumpers that are very old though, so you know, maybe I'm not quite the same.
What's old does come back around, so keep it. I'm not saying throw the foundation
vintage,
out.
but not foundation.
I'm not saying throw the foundation out. Keep it for when you're back in that shade. But maybe we need a shade adjust.
What would make you go out without makeup? Do you ever?
Yes, I do, actually. Do you? A really good skin day makes me go. when my skin feels naturally glowy and I've had that 8 hours of sleep.
Actually, 12. I can't actually imagine it looking anything less fantastic anyway.
You know, I still love the process of getting ready. I mean, with Pure, because all of our products are so multitasking, it's not that I'm spending an hour doing makeup or anything like that. I don't budget that kind of time. It's more like a 10 to 15 minute type of window, and that's it. And I love the process, and I love the transformation.
And so, what are your favourite Lynnette tips for foundation for yourself in application? Is there anything that you love doing, especially as you've got more mixed ethnic skin? Is there like golden tips that women should actually consider? Well,
I think always first, and this was big for me, because at first when I was younger, I was investing all my money in makeup, like just every new product and things like that. But now I've wisened up and I'm investing in my skincare, because if you don't really protect and prep the skin properly, then your makeup's not going to look its best. So that skincare is really key. And it's funny, because just being in the business, I can't get lazy and not do it, you know, absolutely. But now I've gotten myself into the routine of enjoying the process as well. And that's kind of like my time, my me time. And sometimes I'm like literally, because my nighttime routine's about 10 minutes on the short side, 20 minutes on the long side. But now with great technology, I'm able to watch, like, you know, a television series on Netflix, catch up on my TV, watch YouTube, you know, watch the podcast. So it's like I get to do all these great things while I'm doing my nighttime skincare routine. So invest in your skincare. That is key. My mom always told me that. And now I'm like, she was right.
They're always right.
And then with foundation, again, you get fitted for the right foundation for you, because your skin changes all the time. Your texture, again, the pigmentation, like everything changes, and you need to have that foundation, because before my skin was really oily. Now my skin's dehydrated. So it's like even that has made a huge change in how I prep and wear my foundation. And then for me personally, it's less is more. I think less is more.
You had acne when you were young.
I did.
Didn't you?
Really bad cystic acne, like really bad acne.
Right.
Always like afraid to go without makeup or covering it up, because with my pigmentation it would also go purple or really dark on the skin. And then, you know, just using good products is when you're going to see that change in the skin.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yes.
This was so fun.
We're not even there yet.
I know.
There's more to come.
I know.
Oh, little tour around London, and she hasn't even been able to look out the window.
I know. It's okay though. Thank you, love.
Thank you.
Mwah.
Take care.
Lots of fun.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share the love. And do visit my lifestyle website, jogbliving.com, where you'll find our candles and blog and more exciting things to come. The link is below.